art piece, and you can just do whatever you want. I remember when I started painting, I didn't even know what it was. I think I was just so at my wit's end as a new mother, and honestly, I just needed something I could do in between naps. And I just remember, oh my gosh, like, I'm gonna make this a family affair and involve my baby. And he just like immediately started eating all of the paint and like ruining it. And then I was cleaning little green footprints and handprints off of everything for so long afterwards. So I don't know, I don't think he was quite at that age yet. And I always show him my pieces afterwards. I think he likes them.
Okay, so at this point I decided that I'm going to make the ocean and have some little fish, which is what you saw in the beginning of the video. And so you're just going to take your drywall mud and kind of create those textured layers where there's some higher points and lower points, and that's where you're going to later put your white to show waves. And you probably just want to decide where your fish are going to be, because you're going to want to keep that slightly more flat than the parts that have the waves. Okay, the next step is when it's a little bit more dry but still pretty wet, you want to carve out your little fish. I just imagine those fish that you made when you were in grade school, where you kind of do the infinity but close off the tail. And I think they look better when the heads are a little bit pointier. So you can just use anything. This is for modeling paste, but you could use a knife, you could use literally anything. It doesn't matter, just whatever it is, you take out the mud or the modeling paste and you put it into your little tray. And you do that for as many fish as you want. This is optional, but one thing to note is I did use epoxy to fill in the fish after to give it that wet underwater look. And I definitely recommend making sure there's ridges high enough to hold that epoxy, because it will self-level, and if the ridges aren't high enough, it's going to overflow everywhere, which, to be fair, I actually think looks pretty cool, but you might not want that look. Very dependent on your style and taste, whatever goes. My poor camera roll, ever since I started making these videos, is just so full between my bajillion videos of my kid and all the art videos, and I don't even know. I'm one of those people that I just need to take a picture or a video of everything I see, because I don't want to forget how amazing life is or all those cool little moments. And yeah, so I get the notification a million times a day that my storage is full and I can't pull up my videos from a long time ago anymore. But I think it's worth it to film a 30-minute video of me carving out fish in a canvas, don't you think? I feel like I'm in such a bubble right now where I technically am still within that first year where you'd have mat leave, so I don't go back to work just yet, but it's approaching pretty quickly. I kind of wonder if I'll even have time to do art after that. Somewhere, I think I was hoping that maybe I'd be posting on YouTube and I'd get some traction there, and I could maybe reconsider just my entire life casually. But we'll see. I think for now, it's really fun to do and to show you guys and pretend like lots of people are watching, even though I think I've got like 3 subscribers, which I am so grateful for, don't get me wrong. But in my mind, it's like a whole community of people coming to watch fish on paintings and cows, and I think tomorrow it's horses. I will say I had somebody comment on all of my videos the very first day that I started posting, and I cannot tell you, like, I almost cried, because they were the most kind, supportive, encouraging comments ever. And I think it's so easy to get into your head about what you're putting out and what people will think, and just imagine that you're going to get the worst possible feedback, especially when you see people out there that are so beyond skilled, where my brain can't even fathom having that kind of talent. But I don't know, I think that really encouraged me and made me realize that there's so many incredible, amazing people watching videos out there that, you know, maybe they also don't want to try creating a picture that looks literally like a camera shot and want to just do something fun and a little more abstract with more room for error and creative. And yeah, so that's kind of what this channel is about. It's just, I've really wanted to fill my home with beautiful pieces that were really simple and had so much bandwidth for mistakes and creativity. So if that is also what you're looking for, then I think you're in the right place and maybe you want to subscribe. Voila, we're on to the next step. At this point, I'm just using a heat gun to kind of dry the mud a little bit. And you don't have to do that. You can use a hair dryer. You can use whatever you want. You can just leave it. You don't need to do that at all. Honestly, the only reason I even use spray paint for this is just because the spray paint was on sale and I just love spraying things. You can use regular paint. You can put paint in your modeling paste or mud. It does not matter. It's going to look great no matter what you do. I'm pretty sure my child is actively putting things in our toilet as I make this voiceover, but I'm going to muscle through and explain to you the dabbing process. So basically, I'm just layering a couple different colors and concentrating more of the dark on the left side where the fish aren't. And I'm going to slowly create a bit of a gradient, just dabbing through with a sponge with lighter on the outside. I don't know if you noticed earlier in the video, but I actually dropped this when I was spray painting and it wasn't 100% dry yet. So it ended up creating like a ridge, and that ended up being the nicest wave. I honestly wish I manhandled this a little bit more when it was still drying, because I think the extra volume in the texture when you're creating waves really makes a big difference. So, you know, part of the tutorial can be throwing it around if you want, and who knows, maybe you'll create something really cool. Also, don't mind the fact that I have 4 elastics on my wrist right now. I always lose them, and then whenever I find them, I put them on my wrists, and this is a rare time where I seem to have amalgamated all of my elastic bands, and it's probably cutting off the circulation to my wrist right now. But, you know, it's part of the tortured artist vibe. So, yeah, that's my hardship right now. Too many hair elastics. Also, you might notice that all of these paints are really cheap, inexpensive paints. It's kind of the intention behind the series, was to create paintings that were extremely beginner friendly, easy. You don't need to be good at art. You don't need to be practiced at art. You could literally sit down and start, and there's no prerequisite that you need to do. And so part of that was just all of these paints are from the dollar store. This drywall mud was just kicking around, which is why it was pink to begin with. I think my husband put food coloring in it for when he was actually drywalling our house. But you can pick it up at Rona, Home Depot, wherever. Way cheaper than modeling paste. The epoxy I got off of Amazon. The sponges from the dollar store. Like, everything is very low budget and easy to recreate. And I think for the price tag and the time commitment, it turned out pretty well. So let me know if you guys try it out. And let me know if you want to keep seeing more videos like this, because I actually really enjoy making them. It's really funny because my husband is the biggest perfectionist ever. Like, it doesn't matter what he's doing, who will see it, how long it'll last. He is going to make it just perfect in every single way. He might have a touch of OCD, and I probably drive him up the wall because I'm the opposite. Like, for me, it's just, let's just go with the flow, see what happens, create something. Mistakes are awesome. And yeah, anyways, when we were doing, he was helping me out with a painting, and oh my gosh, I think I took away 10 years of his life. Sorry, I can't speak right now. I think I took away 10 years of his life because it was with epoxy, a much bigger painting. and I hadn't taped off the edges properly. So epoxy started to spill all over the little studio we have for painting, which, you know, if it's going to go anywhere, that's probably the best place for it. But yeah, he's freaking out. He's like, what's happening? You didn't tape it off. Like, it's spilling. What do we do? I'm like, oh, it's fine. It's going to make it look more like a river, because that was kind of the point. It was this like black onyx river. I was like, oh, I love it. It's going to be so much more authentic now. And the epoxy is going to come off the sides. This is great. Now I don't even want to frame it. And meanwhile, he's just like grabbing paper towels, trying to basically fix the flooding that was happening. So yeah, very different personality types, but that painting is both of our favorites, and we have it up in the wall. Everybody makes comments on it. He loves to tell people that he was the main artist and I just assisted him because of his handy paper towel work in cleaning up the edges. But, you know, I'm happy for him to take credit as long as he lets me hang it up on the wall that I want, and also do all of the decorating and designing in our entire house. That's an easy trade-off for me. Anyways, that's pretty much exactly what's happening here. Is you can see that it's drip central. That was not initially planned, but after the first drip, I was like, oh, should I just take the paper towel and dab it up? Which you can do, and just add a little bit of paint after it. Might have to do 1 or 2 coats. But then I just decided, you know what? If I add some concentrated drips in certain areas, it's going to look like an actual ocean and add a really cool light effect, which you'll see at the end. So I decided to just go with it and take a paper towel after and sort of smudge it in instead of clean it up. And I like the look, and that would have driven my husband absolutely insane. But, you know, it's totally up to you and what you want to do. Now I'm taking a heat gun. That removes the bubbles from the epoxy. It's kind of an important step, but you can use a hairdryer. Anyways, please enjoy the final result here of my underwater fish ocean circular skill list sketches.